Hello. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. All right. I guess that is from. Ooh, I know what that's from. Okay, you guys can hear me now. Please tell me you can hear me. All right. I know that's from. Yeah, yeah, difficulties are no fun. All right, we're good. Oh gosh, about had a heart attack. Sorry guys. I guess that's because the last time I streamed on StreamYard, and so I guess that switches my settings on OBS. So I apologize for that. So once again, welcome to the stream. If you can hear me all right, let's put a one in the chat now. Let's try that again. Shout out to all my mods. We got Karen's in here. We got Jennifer, who is one of my more newer mods. Shout out to her. She's been helping me behind the scenes. I really appreciate that. And we've got Gizla from Grizzly True Crime in here. She knows all about these kind of mishaps when you're going live. It happens. We're human. We make mistakes. But, you know, we just got to bounce back, and that's all we can do. So, all right. We're going to go probably about an hour and 15 minutes, because then I'm going to be on Grizzly True Crime after this at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So we'll jump into the missing first. So if you're new to my channel, I am Chris with Monsters Under the Bed. I cover murder, mystery to the paranormal. In all my live shows, I like to introduce missing person posters. So today, and I do also take requests. So if you have a missing relative or friend and they need kind of that exposure, you can email me the details and I'd be more than happy to feature them in a future video. Sometimes I get a lot of requests all at once and then I don't get anything. So if you did send me something, I apologize. You know, I'm just one person. I can only do so much. But, you know, if it's something that's major, just kind of reach out to my mods and, you know, or message me again so we can, you know, especially if it's somebody who just went missing, you know, those first 48 hours are crucial. So just be more than happy to. So today we've got Mara Morrison, and it looks like her 1-year-old, Alicia Morrison. And so it says they were last seen on Monday, May 30th. The family has been unable to contact her. It looks like she has not posted on her social media, which is unusual. Some bizarre messages were reported from a newly created Facebook, allegedly Mara's Facebook, that had family and friends concerned. She is 5'3", 110 pounds, curly, dyed blonde hair. She has freckles, hazel eyes, wears glasses. And then Alicia, the baby here, she is blue hazel eyes, blonde hair. Apparently, Mara drives a black 2011 Ford Escape with an orange zip ties on the front bumper and grille. So we'll zoom in on that there. So that is Ross County, Ohio. So anybody in Ohio or near Ross County, keep a lookout for her and her 1-year-old baby there. Oh, that's terrible to hear. So we'll do one more here. This is a Mary Lloyd, aka Delta, 14 years old, went missing in May as well on the 25th. Looks like she was last seen on the corner of St. Ames Street and West Virginia Avenue bus stop. So she was at a bus stop in Lakewood, Colorado. Looks like she was last seen between 1 and 1:15. They were wearing the hoodie in the picture above and a black backpack, and then apparently this hat that they kind of put in here. So she's got blue eyes, blonde hair, Lakewood, Colorado. So anybody in Colorado and Lakewood, apparently it's a non-binary. So keep a lookout for a Mary. All right. So today we are going to talk about just kind of all the recording, obviously I've been out recording. As you guys can see, this is just one of my many folders. All of these are a bunch of videos, different controlled runs as I call them, where I'm wearing different outfits. I went out because obviously I wanted to see, is he wearing a brown hoodie? Is it a fanny pack? Tons of stuff. Obviously we kind of covered that in a previous live with Gizla. But I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into just the quality of the video and just some of my theories on it. And then just to kind of show you the research that I've done to kind of give you guys some ideas on what it could be. So let me fix this camera just a little bit. And let me just make sure that my thing's working. Okay, cool. All right. So I thought I'd play a few that I recorded for you, just in case you guys didn't catch that live with Gizla. And if you haven't, I would encourage you guys to check it out sometime tonight or something. So, like I said, I went out, I went out and bought a bunch of different items. And obviously, I went out and bought, let's see, make sure I've got it with me. I went out and bought an iPhone. Got all my phones here. Sure, I was recall. Here it is. So I went out and bought an iPhone 5, which is the same one that Libby had. I was just curious, and then also I filmed myself. As you can see, I'm not at a bridge this time. The reason why I filmed in the parking lot this time was because the bridges we have are either. Well, I'm sure if I looked hard enough, I might be able to find a bridge that goes southeast. But the problem is a lot of the bridges that are near me, the ones that I know of, especially that are at least 70 feet, because we know that Libby, from the distance from the girls to Bridge Guy, was at least like 70 feet. So I would start my videos about 75 feet out, just to make sure, just to kind of give some wiggle room on it. But anyway, back to the bridge. Like I said, the bridges only go south, not like southeast. So the problem with that, with filming on the bridge, is I don't quite get the sunlight as, and I'll just do a little side-by-side here in just a second to show you guys what I'm talking about. But clearly, as you can see, the left side is kind of lit up, and then I'm kind of casting my own shadow as in the video. So clearly, our left, but his right side is lit up. And then clearly he's kind of casting his shadow because the sun is to his, kind of above him, in front of him to the right. And so, unfortunately, the bridges, as much as I want to create the atmosphere of being on a bridge, I think it's more important to get that results of the same lighting. And so that's why I went into a parking lot. So as you can see, I kind of created that same lighting here. This one, I have a scarf, brown hoodie. But as you can see, now what I had to do, because one of the first things I realized after filming, and looking back, is the quality of the video it didn't look anything like this. It looked great, but it didn't look anything like BG's video or Libby's video. And so I actually had to run a pixelation filter. So that kind of creates these like little blocks here. And the more you tone up the pixelation level, obviously the more blocky it gets. But so I was trying to recreate it because I can't. Compression would take a lot longer to recreate, and you'd get tons of different results. So and I'll be showing this on Gizla's channel as well. But like I said, here I've got the brown fanny pack. I've got the rope. I felt like the rope was a lot closer. One of the toughest things is what is going on right here. Is it a rope? Is it a gaiter? Is it a scarf? And I find it was really hard to really recreate that scarf with this kind of like loop action going on. I felt like the rope, even though a rope, it'd kind of be odd for him to be, because clearly he wouldn't be messing with stuff while he's walking on that bridge. It's too dangerous. You've got gaps, everything. So clearly he would, whatever he's got right here and how he's wearing would have been how he approached coming up to the bridge, in my opinion. So I think, it'd be kind of weird for him to have this kind of rope hanging out as he's approaching a bridge, and could have been witnessed by people. But, we don't really know. So as you can see, it's kind of blocky. This is, like I said, just running some pixelation filters. Here I'm wearing some glasses. But now I'm going to fast forward here, because like I said, this stuff I'm going to show on Gizla's channel here. But let me show you one without the pixelation filters here. So actually, let me do this. Let me show you one on the bridge. So this is without the pixelation. This is I'm 75 feet away right now. I would say about 3 steps would be about 70 feet. That's a good. Thank you, April. Yes. And I am going to be doing some more filming. Yes, there's just so much that I'm going to be doing for you guys, because I feel like, going out and doing some research is what I like doing. And you are correct. I did have the camera stationary these 2 times, but I did do, I've got some results for you, April, today that I will be showing you of what it looks like when I'm moving. So I will show you that here in a bit. But as you can see, if we zoomed in, we wouldn't have that same compression look. It would, if I zoomed in, yeah, it would be kind of a little croppy, but you would be able to make out most of the details on my face, and you wouldn't have the problem that they are having. So, going back to my video here. And we'll get back into that. So, let's see. Is this the one? Okay, this... Make sure. Okay, so this is pixelated. Me running a pixelation filter. As you can see, it's quite blocky. Oh, let me close the video in for you guys can see. As you can see, it's blocky. Now this next one I'm going to show you here is without the filters. So you can see, you can clearly make out a lot more. You don't have all these little blur marks around, and much more detail. I think I still made ran just a slight filter in this one, but it's much more toned down than the other ones that I ran into. So one of the big questions is, let's find it here. So why is it that this one's got the compression? As you can see, with me running the filters, I've got it pixelated, and then this one's more of a normal one, which you can clearly see the difference in all 3. This compression, you've got these blurry marks. This one, when you pixelate it, you create the blocks, and then normal is just, kind of this here. So before I go into what I think it is, let me run back to this video and show you some of the new results that I have. And it goes into, okay, so this is the experiment I actually did last night. So I had my cousin stand 75 feet out, and I had, let me show you guys. So what I did is, so it's believed that as Bridge Guy is approaching, you've got, oh, and my cat just turned off my second monitor. Thank you, kitty. All right. So I took this. See if you guys can see it. So I took a shirt, because Abby is kind of standing in front and to the left of Libby. And quickly just show you guys. Let's see, did I? Let me, yeah. Okay, so what you guys are going to see here in just a second is, and it's this black thing that comes across. And for it just reset. It's coming. That. So that little black thing is apparently Abby's shirt kind of coming in, shirt or hoodie, just kind of coming into the the video. So I thought, okay, well, maybe that's what caused this to get all out of focus and everything. And so I went out and did an experiment where I had my cousin go out 75 feet, and I put a shirt recreating the same thing, and I start moving as well. So here's my cousin Nick, and I also, put it at an angle because that's kind of how she captured it, obviously. Yeah, man. I had it on mute earlier, but I think everybody can hear me now. So, I'll show you the results here, and here we got the chicken. But as you can see, Nick does not go out of focus. I kind of keep the camera. You kind of get like a flash, but you don't get no compression loss. And I even start moving. As you can see, Nick, you can still make out all the details of Nick, and he's 75 feet away. And so I kind of go at an angle. I kind of walk towards him a little bit. I kind of do different things with the shirt. I keep it in the camera. And as you can see, and I'm using an iPhone 5, the same one that Libby was using. And as you can see, there's no any kind of loss of focus, really. Just sometimes you get this kind of bright flash, as you can kind of see, but no real like compression or pixelation. So if anybody was thinking it was out of focus from the research that I've done, I don't think that's the case. Yes, that is a chicken. Yeah, we've got 7 chickens, 2 turkeys, 3 dogs, and about 6 cats. So yes, I'm going to do some of that, Sarah. That's part of my next time I go out and film. That's going to be one of my next thing I do is zoom in. I have seen some of the results, but I will wait to show you guys that. But as you can see, it does not cause this. So I love the chicken. Yeah, the chicken really wanted to get into the camera for a minute. Yeah, Jennifer heard the turkey. Yeah. So let's take a look here. Okay, so here are the whole 48 frames to 1 second. Yes, yep, we live at a mini farm. Yes, we we do have a zoo. Like I said, there's a reason why I donate a good portion of my donations to charity, to the Humane Societies, because yes, we are huge animal lovers. And yeah, no, did I see a cow in there? No cows. No cows. Although we get, with 7 chickens, we get a lot of eggs. So, all right, so this I'm going to show you. So here are the 48 frames. Now this, which right here, let me zoom in so you guys can see it. This would be the focus loss. So this first frame would be focus loss. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, nothing. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, nothing. 14, it looks like you got, this would be out of focus. This would be a focus loss. But all these other frames are compression. Moving down, then all the other frames from 17 to 26, same thing. Then you've got the shirt that kind of comes across real quickly. And even then, it really doesn't, it's a slight out of focus, but you still see more of the compression loss than anything. And surprisingly, I would think 28, 29 to 30 would really be out of focus. That's what I was kind of thinking. Especially, when I was doing my experiment. But it didn't do that. Angel, I'm sorry, but I had to debunk UAP research video. Yeah. So, and then we've got 35 and 36, which then we got out of focus. 37's kind of out of focus, but then just about the rest of it. So out of the 48 frames, you've got maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 frames out of the 48 that are actually out of focus. So, so the question is what and why? So let me back up. And so we know that they were using Snapchat. Libby was. This was taken from Snapchat, and as you can see, great quality, I would say. This was taken at 2:07 p.m. Bridge Guy approaches at 2:13. That was released on the 5th year anniversary. But as you can see, this is just there's no quality loss into it. So here's an example of compression loss compared to like pixelation and other things. So as you can see, A is here. This is probably maybe 360p. But here, this is taken, extracted. So this was taken at a certain quality and then been compressed, and this is what you get. And you get this kind of blurry patches everywhere. As you saw before, pixelation, you get these blocks. Compression, you get blur. And then I would say out of focus, and I'll show you what out of focus is. And this would be out of focus. So you kind of got three different things, You've got the pixelation, you got compression, and you've got out of focus. And clearly from doing the research, we've got compression loss. And here's just so here's the compression. Here's what Libby took. And obviously I had an iPhone, but I didn't have that same out of focus compression loss. And then there's just another example of a camera out of focus. You just get just blobs. So let's see. Looking at, all right. So the question is, what could cause this kind of compression of BG's video? So I think there's kind of three main ones. I kind of put a fourth one. So it could have been that the video. Okay, so from what I understand is that obviously they recovered Libby's phone. Now she could have recorded it on just the regular camera on her phone. And it apparently maybe it got corrupt when they tried to extract it. It's possible. I don't think so. Second would be, and we kind of discussed this on the previous show, is the video could have been recovered from the iCloud and got compressed, which is a very common problem. And I think that's one of the more likely scenarios, in my opinion. Apparently, if you don't click a certain setting on iCloud, and I know it's changed over the years, so it's kind of hard to do research when you're looking that up because everybody's had this problem for so long. It's hard to go back to 2017. So, but I found a lot of problems in, the last few years that people, that what they do is they upload it to the iCloud, or it just automatically ups to the iCloud. But to save storage, what it does is it compresses everything that comes in, videos, photos. That way you can, store much more stuff on the cloud. And if you go to retrieve it or send it and you don't click a certain setting, it won't send out, or you won't retrieve the original. You will get the compressed version of it, and that's what this will look like, is a compressed. So then I was talking with Jennifer, and so obviously we know before this, at 2:07, they were on Snapchat. and you can take pictures and videos. Now, I am not. I still need to do a lot more research on Snapchat. I've never even used Snapchat, so I'm not no expert at all when it comes to Snapchat. But the other option could be, and it's just as likely, is it was recovered somehow from Snapchat. And I was doing a little bit of research, and let's see if I still have it up. Let me Snapchat video quality loss. So one of the things, you guys can see that okay. So it says when you just look up Snapchat and video quality loss, one of the first things that comes up is how to fix a blurry Snapchat video, which I would say blurry would be more along the lines of compression. Yes, so when you zip something, you compress it down. Yeah, that is kind of the same thing in a way. Yes, Songsmith. It's compressed, same as zip. Yeah. When you zip something, you compress that file down. And then you've got to extract it and expand it back out to its original. But yeah, that's why a lot of people do zip files when they upload things, because they compress it down. It's a lot quicker to upload with a smaller file. And so that's why, zip has been, zip or whatever. Raw files, that's, the reason behind it is it's a much smaller file. It's easier to upload. So going back to the Snapchat, apparently one of the common issues is unstable internet connection or Wi-Fi would create that. And so that's a possibility. The other thing is, and let's see if I can find it here, is also some settings that you might not click. But like I said, I haven't done enough to actually feel comfortable, saying exactly what I think it could be when it comes to Snapchat. Because I'm just, like I said, I've never really used Snapchat, and I'm still doing the research on that. But there is some good possibility that it was taken on Snapchat. And also to go along with that, apparently when you take a Snapchat, it's different from just... so if you're taking recording, like Android users and iPhone users, when you're just taking a video from your camera, you just hit that little record button and it goes. For those like me that never use Snapchat, apparently you have to click and hold. You would have to hold the button to keep recording, and when you let go, it stops recording. And I've always kind of wondered why 43 seconds. It wouldn't make sense for her to stop recording when he just approached them, and if he brandished a gun and is telling him to go downhill, I would think she would just leave that recording going. But it would make sense if she was doing a Snapchat photo or video, and she had that. Of course, she had it out. When he was walking and he got closer, she put it in her pocket so he wouldn't see. Now her hand's in her pocket, but now he says, "Guys, down the hill." And they're about to go down that steep embankment. They don't, obviously she's gonna have to kind of take her arms out because she's gonna be going down this steep embankment. So, quite possible. Then the fourth option, which can't rule it out. I know some people might be on this train, but the video could have been taken from any of the three previous things that I just talked about. So phone, iCloud, Snapchat. And law enforcement purposely caused this compression to hide certain evidence, aka a gun was brandished. In my opinion, and this is my opinion, I feel like, and let me go to the video real quick. And I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying that's just a possibility. I would say that's more unlikely, but it's a possibility. And let me go back. Where is my video? Where did my video? There it is. Okay. So, this is, in my opinion, because I obviously, when I went out there, I had my hand in my windbreaker pocket, as you can see here, which I didn't feel like matched up. I also, in my opinion, and this is one of them, and I'll kind of fast forward to the one that I think happened, is that he was brandishing the weapon not in his hoodie pocket, but he had it under his windbreaker, and he was about to brandish it. So this is, in my opinion, something that he could have done, and why law enforcement won't show us any more of the video. And so I think like the recording would have started about like right now, maybe a few frames back. So we'd say like she'd start recording now. And something like this happened. And he brandished it. Just kind of... Because from my... Well, actually, let me pull up the... I know what I can do. So let me do this. And see which one would be a good one. Do that. Oh, oops. 1 second here. Let's minimize this. And so as you can see, in my opinion, and let me know what you guys think in the chat, do you think it's in his windbreaker? Do you think he's got it in his pocket up here? Do you think he's got it in his hoodie / fanny pack? Or to me, it looks like he's got it cupped right under his windbreaker. Because to me, I feel like, and it's something when you just watch people's videos. It's something else when you actually go out and kind of get into that mindset and film and dress up as him, and then you start kind of realizing what feels comfortable and what doesn't. Not that I can get in the mindset of a killer, but just being comfortable crossing a bridge. I feel like something like this is more plausible. That, or maybe it's in his hoodie, but I really feel like he's just about to brandish it. I feel like there's a reason why they haven't shown us any more of the clip, is because it's just about to he's just about to brandish it. Some think he's actually got the gun out, and that the reason why they've got the compression is to kind of blur the gun out. So Jill says, I've always had the same about the gun theory. Yeah, it's like I said, it's one thing when you're watching this stuff, and then like I said, when I went out there and did it, what felt kind of comfortable, because with like the gun being in the windbreaker pocket, it kind of felt like it was kind of tough to pull out because the pockets aren't as big. The brown hoodie, hoodie's got much bigger space. That kind of felt comfortable. But I kind of feel like with him getting that close, he's, about to brandish it. But that's just my opinion. So, let me close that. Let's see, what time is it? So, let's do... And then also, as you guys know, I did some research when it comes to the audio as well, and we'll go over that real quick, just one more time for you guys. Because like I said, I went out, I've did a lot of filming, and you guys are only seeing like 10-20% of it. I've still got a lot more stuff to show you guys. Somebody made a great comment about zooming in and moving. That's kind of like the next phase. And if you guys have any ideas, please put them in the comments. If there's something you'd like me to try, put it in the comments. There's always new ideas that I haven't thought about. And if I can do it for you guys, I'd be happy to. So, let's see. Let me find... Okay. This is where we're at. play this just a little bit here. So going on to the audio and what. So as you guys can hear, there's some kind of sound going on, and someone had made a comment, I don't know, on Reddit or something about, since it's a bridge, you're high up, you got a wind factor. Even if it's not windy, I'm sure anybody knows it's been, in a higher elevation, and especially on a bridge, there's just kind of that wind factor. It would kind of make sense if, when he's saying, guys, she had the phone out. Guys. So there's me saying, guys. As you can tell, you can clearly tell it's me. There's no kind of distortion to it. So I kind of added in just a sound effect of wind. Guys. And it gets a little closer. Like I said, it's something I'm going to do a little more research on. But I feel like it's possible that she still had the phone out and that's just kind of causing it. Yes, I'm going to do that experiment too, Sarah. What if it was in the pocket? Yes, so it could have been... The only thing is that I don't think the girls would have been moving. Because if they're moving, I would get that the mic would pick up like the scratching. But also, and that's another... Like I said, there's so many things that I'm going to be doing. Because it depends on what you got the phone in. Like if you got your phone in like a windbreaker, you're going to get a lot more, sound. Or when it comes to this kind of fabric, it's not as going to be pick up as much. Just from what I've kind of done since I've got this phone. But I will definitely be doing some of that stuff. So. I wish I could. Gosh. But yeah, the scarf is really hard to recreate as far as this kind of loop thing here. But not saying it's not a scarf, but it was just really hard to recreate that. I felt like if it's a scarf, he would have kind of, for some reason, stuffed it down. But, who knows. So, let me see what time it is. So let's quickly jump into pet time, because as you guys know, I donate a portion of all my donations that come into the Humane Society. So we'll do pet time, and then I'm going to have Jennifer call in. She did a little bit. We were kind of talking last night about the Snapchat thing. She kind of knows a little bit more about it than me when it comes to the possibility that this video was taken on Snapchat. So let's quickly get into pet time, and then we will have Jennifer call in and get her kind of thoughts on it, because I thought she had some interesting points. So let me jump over here. I need to get some music going here for the pet time. So if you sent something in recently, that'll be on my next upcoming show. Sometimes it takes a little while to get all your pets saved in and everything. Let's zoom in here on that. So this is from Jolie. This is Max. Beautiful dog. And then this is also from Jolie. This is Fiona. And she's got a pet rabbit. We used to actually have rabbits here, but they were kind of mean. They're so cute, though. And then we've got from Hello Baby, this is Kiki. She, as you guys know, I'm a sucker for black cats. Looks like she's got a little toy in her mouth. Thank you, Hello Baby, for sending that in. And if you guys would like to have your pets shown on a upcoming video, just email me and be happy to feature them in an upcoming video. This is really cool. This is sent in from Michelle. This is her Maine Coons.
Okay.
They're like dogs. They can fetch. They're so smart. I used to have a Maine Coon.
Back. What a good boy.
That is so cool. If I did that, the cat would never come back. Or the cat would just lay there and look at me funny. But how smart. I love Maine Coons. They are so smart. We got from Raybird. This is Sparrow. In her little princess outfit, or fairy outfit, I guess you'd call it. Oh, Patricia says, Chris, I've written a poem about Grizzly Mob. I will send it to you in an email. Ooh, I would love this. Yeah, I would love to hear that. I think I got two more. This is from Sandy. This is Penny. Oh my God, the color. That is the cutest dog ever. I think I got two of Penny. And then this is Screaming Crimes. This is Frodo Puggins. We also have a pug. He's 14 years old. Sadly, with pugs, I don't know, it's something with their nerves, but they start to lose their back legs, and sadly, they got to get put into like a wheelchair. It's cute, but it's sad. And but yeah, sadly, he's starting to kind of lose his back legs. Don't want to go where he wants them to. And then another one from Screaming Crimes. This is Winnie. So, as I said, if you guys donate, the donations, 35% will go to the Humane Society and to help this channel and all the research that I put into it. So, let's pull up Google Voice. If you would like to call in, Jennifer, it'll take a minute because there's a delay between me and the chat. Make sure I got everything set up here. I think I sent her the number. So we're going to have Jennifer call in. She did a little bit of research. I thought it was kind of interesting about the Snapchat thing. But let me know what you guys think as far as, do you guys think it was recovered from the iCloud, Snapchat?
Call from
Jennifer Mott.
To accept, press 1. To send a...
Hello.
Hello, Chris. Hello, everyone.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, yeah, we were talking last night, and you were talking about Snapchat, and got me kind of curious on doing some more research into that. Because you think that's a good possibility that she could have been recording?
Yeah, so I was saying that usually, like, teenagers will use Snap for pictures and video. And since she was already using Snap for her camera, it would make sense that she would then use it for video as well. Because it's easy to video and then just send to multiple people, you know?
Sure.
The other thing is I was thinking, so if you take your camera and you video it and you want to send it to someone, one, it has to be very short, right? Because you can't send videos on text or stuff if they're too large.
Mm-hmm.
That's another reason Snapchat makes more sense, because you can record longer. And but the way Snap works, you have to hold your finger on the button the entire time. And what it does is it records 10-second intervals up to 60 seconds. And then it stops automatically. So if she had used her camera and video, I think the video would have continued on. You know, it would have just kept videoing it. She wouldn't have stopped it.
Yeah.
I was also thinking that, well, and then you wanted to touch base with the cloud. So from what I understand, I know if you don't hit save on a Snap immediately, you hit the little down arrow to save it, it doesn't save. It disappears. So in order to have it saved, you have to hit the save button on it.
Ooh. Do you think she would be able to do that while the phone was in her pocket?
No, because her thumb has to be on it the entire time.
Yeah.
And then when it's done with that 60 seconds, it'll sit there, okay?
Okay.
It'll sit there. Don't close it out. But the minute you close it out, it's gone unless you hit that download. Now with me, I use it so much, it's just automatic. I automatically just save everything. but a lot of people don't. And you'll say, hey, can you resend me that picture? And they're like, no, I didn't save it. So it's not automatically saved to your phone. And from what I understand, you can have it saved to your iCloud, but that's a setting that you have to do yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something that happens automatically. So she would have had to set that up to go to her iCloud. The other thing is if, from what I understand, it's not recoverable from anyone, law enforcement, Snapchat, anyone.
Yeah.
Unless you send it and it's not been opened. Once you open it, if I send you something and you open it, it's gone forever. If you don't open it, they save it on their end for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing, that if she sent it to someone, they opened it, they couldn't save it. Nowadays, Snapchat has changed that, and now you can save stuff that people send you, and you can actually even save it to your camera roll, and it will tell them that you've done that.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, that wasn't an option
Yeah.
to save.
No, they've changed it because I'm seeing people comment right now that now you can only record for how long now?
It's a minute.
Oh, it's still a minute. Someone just said seconds, but so you can record.
Well, it's 10-second intervals.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yep.
Right, up to 60 seconds, and
Okay.
then it automatically shuts off. And if you want to do it again, then you have to do something with that video, right? You either have to back out of the one you just took, or download it to then record again.
Interesting.
As far as you're thinking about the gun, personally, to me, that doesn't make sense. That they would not show us it clearer and catch a killer just because a gun is being shown.
Mm-hmm.
That actually is kind of more helpful, because then you can also see how he holds the gun and what kind of gun, whatever. But I was thinking, what if, so she's holding her thumb and she's taping him, she's recording him, and as he gets closer, she's worried he's going to see it, okay?
Yeah.
So she keeps her thumb on it, but she puts it down by her side.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's no longer videoing him. It's down by, like, her leg, let's say.
Okay. Yep. Not in the pocket, but just down outside. Yeah.
Right. Where that now doesn't help us identify him because he's no longer in the video, right? And they maybe don't feel we need to hear what they were saying, or, you know what I mean? If it showed her, because they even, as you know, removed her out of the, scene. So maybe they didn't want it recording. Like if she put it down or went back to Abby, they don't want that on there. And then as he gets to the end, she's holding it down so he doesn't see it. And that's when he says that, and it cuts off. And that would make sense why it's only, 40-something seconds long.
Mm.
I just don't see her stopping record.
Yes.
If she was using a camera. It doesn't make sense. She would have hit record, put it up,
Left
and
in
it would continue to record. Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree with that. I've always thought that was, like the scenario that, sadly didn't happen is that they were just hoping that, hey, okay, I'm going to film this creepy guy, and, he comes up to him, maybe says something and walks past, and, and then she stops recording, and there's your 43 seconds. But now, if the leaker texts are true, and he brandishes a gun and says, "Hey, you guys are trespassing," and I would think, yeah, she's already recording. She's going to keep, that recording going.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only that, but not only would you want to, but you would have to do something, right, to stop it. You have to look at your phone, hit the stop button, right? Where Snapchat stops automatically.
Yeah.
Like, you can keep your thumb on there as long as you want, but it's only going to record that 60 seconds. And if you move your thumb ever so slightly, that's the end of it. Now, if she used Snapchat and it ended, right, and then she doesn't do anything else with her phone, when the police come and get that phone, that video will still be there as long as she hasn't closed out of Snapchat.
Yes.
So you have that too, but it just, I think she was videoing him to send to people to be like, look at this guy. she's creepy, like more of a kind of making fun of, not being mean, but more of just
Yeah,
like, hey,
girls.
following us. And so she was going to send it to several people. And if you're going to do that, you're not going to use your camera where you cannot even send it to people easily because it's too long.
Yeah. Okay. Just real quick. All right. For those of guys that are talking about the UAP channel, let me just tell you guys, because I did research, that UAP channel, it's like a parody channel. So the stuff they put out there it's fake. I promise you guys is fake. They say that the guy has a keychain, that the keychain is a doll of himself. They say that he's got a gas tank behind him. And it's impossible. Oh, I'm not going to say possible. There's no way this guy's lugging a tank on his back crossing this bridge. I promise you guys, there's no way. And what they did, UAP research, what they did is they drew a red circle right here where his arm is and lit this up right here and made it look like a tank. But really, it's just his arm. But they put a circle right here. And I could do it, and I could show you guys like right now what they did. But they literally just cropped this and whitened this, or lightened it up, and made this look like a tank. And it would look like a tank if you did it, just right. But I promise you guys, that UAP stuff is BS. I had to debunk it. And I don't like debunking because that's not as fun as talking about theories and stuff. But I promise you he was not wearing a tank. Maybe a gas mask. Like I said, this thing coming out right here, I'm all ears for. I've tried rope, string, electrical cord, you name it. My next on my list is I've got a gator. I got to get a white one though, but anyway, sorry to interrupt, but everybody's been mentioning UAP, and yeah, UAP literally they have like 20,000 subscribers, but if you notice, they only have maybe 20 videos. That's because their videos get taken down because they've done a bunch of no stuff. So anyway, sorry, Jennifer.
No, you're good. So yeah, I just would be very surprised if it wasn't a Snapchat video. I just think it covers all the bases and explains why it cut off, explains. And like you said, if it went to that iCloud, that could be the reason the quality is the way that it is.
Yeah. No, it makes sense because it's really frustrated me of why, if it is true that it's 43 seconds, it's like, all of a sudden, everything went downhill. All of a sudden, it's the worst case scenario, and why stop recording when?
They say he says that at the very end of the video, right? He says down the hill at the very end, and again, that makes sense with Snapchat,
sure,
right? Because her thumb is on it, and when he says that, now she's panicked, she's doing whatever, she's not going to sit there and hold her thumb on it anymore. And that's probably why it stopped right then. Of course, it would have stopped shortly after anyway, because I really believe she was using Snap. But, that would make sense as well. I just, I think maybe she put it down or hid it some way because he doesn't take the phone, which makes me believe he didn't see the phone.
Yeah.
So maybe they just are recording it down by her leg, or she pans on to Abby now to make him think that she's not recording him. You know what I mean? Like as a cover.
Oh, yeah. I've always kind of.
You know how you do that too. If you're trying to record someone, let's say, and you're recording them, and then they kind of look over, you might move your camera and start recording something else, so they don't think that you're recording them.
Yeah.
So she may just go back to Abby at that point too, and they don't want to show that.
So I think
that's probably all they have of him.
Yeah.
What they've shown.
So I think what I need to do is do two different things where I'm going to need to get two other people. So two people to act as Abby and Libby, and one person as bridge guy. Need to walk on some cement or gravel, excuse me, not cement, gravel, because for those that I think most of you know, but at the end of the bridge there's gravel, and what you're hearing is them walking on gravel. So I'm curious. I need to do that with three people. Try it once with the phone to my side down kind of here, and me saying down the hill, and then another time in the pocket doing the same thing to see the difference. You know, is it a lot more crunchy in the pocket, or does it sound about the same? So yeah, you make a great point there.
Are they able to take sound out?
Sound out of
Of that recording?
You can tweak. Oh yeah, you could definitely. I wouldn't say you could take it out, but you could tweak it. You know, if there's high pitched noises, you could tweak. I'm no audio expert, so I guess I should be
I was just
discussing
wondering if they're making noise at the same time. Are they able to remove that, and that would cause it to sound like that? I don't know either.
Yeah. Exactly. I think it's a plastic grocery bag poking out of the top of his jacket. The handles from, you know, at this point,
I just don't think he's gonna have anything poking out of his jacket that's suspicious looking, right? He's trying to not look.
It is just so weird because to me it looks like right here is a loop. Either it's a loop or there's something black. To me, it's either because obviously if it was all white, if this was a scarf, it's either a loop of some kind. I mean, with the compression.
Jacket...
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
No, you're good. Could the jacket maybe have like a button top thing that goes over and that's open? No.
Yeah. So yeah, I know what you're talking about, like a reverse jacket, where it's got like a different lining on the other side.
No, like like a little button that you snap, like you zip up and then you snap over. But yeah, that's.
Oh, yeah, but I've never seen one that's. I know what you're talking about because it does kind of look like he's got a button. It looks like more of a I don't know. This is another thing that I need to figure out is because you've got these weird, like is it a button or a zipper windbreaker? It's interesting. So.
Yeah, because it almost looks like it's buttons, but I would assume.
Yeah,
that's
like I said. I'm going out and doing more. Oh, I'm sorry.
Button. Do they even make button windbreakers?
I'm sure they make everything nowadays. Oh my goodness.
That'd be a pain though, like it starts to rain. You're like, I got a button.
Yeah, zip button. Yeah. It's true. So true. But yeah, let's see, what time is it? Okay, 2:00. So, but yeah, no, that's like I said, I'm gonna do some more research with the Snapchat because you make a great point with that, and holding it down. Obviously, I'm gonna get the app and we're gonna do some experiments with that. Yep, I've seen a lot of people say Carhartt jacket with the sweatshirt lining. I've kind of recreated that in a previous live. But the only problem is I didn't get this. I would get white all around the neck area when I did the Carhartt thing. So that's the only problem with that. But like I said, we'll keep at it. And
unless his hoodie's just bunched there,
Yeah. Yeah, so many possibilities. But all I can do is just keep bringing you guys, some more research and let you guys kind of decide. But I definitely went the fanny pack. I actually got it to look just as good as the hoodie. So I'm almost like on the fence again when it comes to the hoodie and fanny pack. Because before I thought the hoodie for sure. But
yeah, Songsmith, that's what I was trying to say. Songsmith wrote a comment about it. It's like a thing that buttons over.
Okay. Yeah, he said I made a comment. I'll have to look back at it for sure. But
yeah, they were just they explained better what I was talking about, where it zip and then you have a button at the top, like with a flap.
You know what? Here, let me show you guys something. Hold on. Knock over my coffee. All right.
I should have my puppy hang up on.
Let me show you guys something right here. Okay, so this is obviously this is red. This isn't a windbreaker, but as you can see, he's kind of talking about something like that. You see that? Okay. So here's a regular. Let's see. Let me get it in the frame here. So this has got a zipper, but you come up to the top here. It's got button here, and then as you can see, it's got a flap out that I can button across there. You guys can see it okay like that, but if I don't, it's kind of wiggled out Gosh, and if that was white, that would actually kind of create that loop. Oh my gosh, you guys are genius. Looks like I'm going to have to go buy some more accessories. So that could be it. Something like that. You guys are amazing. See, as we work together, we can come up with some great ideas. Are you still on the phone,
Yeah.
Jennifer?
Yes,
Okay,
Can you hear
great.
me?
Yeah. Just making sure. But yeah, like
Yes,
you said.
sorry. You're, I'm behind on the phone of what you are, so I wasn't seeing the jacket until just now. But,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's, yep. So you're.
but yeah,
Mhm.
something like that can fold over and make it like a little more stylish. Although, I don't know that he really cares about being stylish, but
Right.
yeah.
Right.
See?
Yep. But, so yeah, well, you're just hitting over the hour. So yeah, I think we'll definitely gonna go out and do some more research. I'm gonna do more research on the Snapchat, and I really appreciate you coming on. And more importantly, I appreciate you and all my mods that come in and help me with the chat and everything. Like I said, way before I did YouTube, when I'd watch YouTube channels, I thought mods got paid. And, they don't get paid. They just come on out of their own time to come out and, yeah, they kind of get to watch the show, but they got to focus on the chat because, that's kind of what they're there for. So it's,
Yeah, we're just there just to and
it's almost like being security at a concert. Like, you wish you could be, your back's to the
right.
what's going on. So, but anywho, but yeah, thank you so much.
You're
Anything
welcome.
last thoughts before you go?
I think that's it.
All right. So
All right, you have a good rest of the day.
you too,
Bye.
Jennifer.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So that was Jennifer Rochelle. She's in the chat. She's one of my newer mods. I just was talking with her last night, and she kind of made a great point about the Snapchat because I'm not scared to admit the stuff that I don't know. And Snapchat, I don't know, but I'm definitely going to do a lot more research. And you've guys given me some great new ideas as far as some new outfits to try. I might have to go buy me some kind of windbreaker that's got some kind of maybe button. Obviously, I got to figure out what, it just bugs me what this thing is. It's driving me nuts because, like I said, the rope is the best thing I've been able to recreate as far as as you can see here with the loop. The scarf didn't come close, unless he stuffed the scarf down. He took the scarf off and stuffed it down, and then he had to kind of like the loop. But still, that just seems kind of odd that you would do that. Some people suggested the hoodie string. I could tell you anything smaller. So I got my bag of goodies. I do. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so what I got here is cable. It's the same thickness as like your standard rope. This would show up. Anything smaller than this will almost not show up from that distance. So, someone said goggles. Maybe. I know a lot of people have been saying gator. The only thing with the gator... Do I get the gator right here? Got so many things. Okay. Gator, for those that may not know what a gator is. So a gator is kind of like a mix between a ski mask. You've probably seen a lot of people wear gaiters during COVID time. It's kind of like a giant... so as you can see, you just put it on your face. So this would be a gator. It's kind of like a mix between a bandana and then you can just boop pop it off. The only thing with the gator though is how's that creating the loop there? Because a lot of people say, "Oh, gator," and then so I don't know. But there's different types of gators. There's some that actually have like more to them, like a little hood thing. So weird. A white gator too. I'm not sure. I think he would stand out, but it's not impossible. But anyway, So, if you have any ideas, I would just put them in the comments of this video. If for any kind of experiments you would like me to try, I can't promise you, but I'm always looking for new ideas because, like I said, I'm trying to do my best to give you guys options and just things to kind of think about of what he was wearing, and then also, just like I said, obviously we know, or we figure it's compression, but exactly how, was it from the iCloud or Snapchat? We don't fully know, but we'll look more into the research on that as well. So with that said, I am going to be going live on Gizla's channel, Grizzly True Crime, in 1 hour, a little less. So I encourage you guys. We're going to be talking about Delphi as well, and some of the new stuff. There was that arrest made with Richard Crowley, I believe his name is. We might talk a little bit about that and some other things as well. So if you're into the Delphi, I would stick around. At the end of this video, there'll be a redirect link that'll take you to her live show, which will be happening soon. So with that said, I appreciate everybody being so great in the chat. Like I said, I'm trying so many different things. And so, but with that, we're going to sign off. And I love you guys so much. And we'll see you soon. If you